Welcome to Penn Jen's Inkwell podcast. My name is Jen Waters. I hope you enjoy my stories. Everyone needs a little pink lemonade. I came up with the idea for Mandy Dandie's pink lemonade from a number of places. First, I like the idea of a lemonade drink that made you tell your secret truths in song. Second, I grew up with my classmate Amanda Lee Kundrat in Hershey, Pennsylvania, who passed away at age 25 of a heart condition. Her friends called her Mandy. We had kindergarten through high school together in the Derry Township School District in Hershey. I literally remember being in the third grade with our teacher, Miss McGarry, and singing the song, "Let's Hear It for the Boy," with her to the boys in the class. We were having math class when the NASA Challenger space shuttle exploded with teacher Krista McCullough aboard. We had chorus together with Mrs. Cynthia Nye through middle school and high school, where we would sing the Hallelujah chorus every Christmas and selections from my piano books that were Xeroxed at my request. Since middle school, I liked to write songs, and I tried to suggest that the chorus would sing them. When Mandy passed away in 2003, she was completing her PhD in communication at Pennsylvania State University. It always struck me as tragic that she became so ill and passed away very young. She was extremely intelligent and a great athlete. In middle school, we both ran track, and I remember being on relay races with her and passing the baton. On rainy days, the team would run up and down the long flights of stairs in the middle school for practice. I was good at the 100-meter dash and even the 200-meter dash, but I got horrible shin splints. She was a great distance runner. I also swam on the Hershey Aquatic Club for about 10 years with her and the Hershey High School swim team with her. The Hershey Aquatic Club team members would wake up around 6 a.m. in the summer to swim laps in the freezing swimming pool, even if it was raining. Only if there was lightning and thunder did the coach cancel practice in the outside pool, and then tried to reschedule if it was possible in the indoor pool. Nothing like a day off. We might as well have been Olympic athletes like Michael Phelps and Caleb Dressel. We would swim for sometimes 3 hours every morning in the summer to prepare for the weekend swim meets. Some of this consisted of sculling in the deep end of the pool with only our forearms when you were not allowed to kick and had to keep yourself afloat for timed intervals. When you were done with the wet workout, there was the dry land workout on the pool deck of push-ups and sit-ups and more. It was like being in the Army. During the swim meets, I always got nervous about starting on the blocks when everyone was watching. You didn't want a false start, but you didn't want to be late. Always dive out, not down, and make sure you do the proper underwater pulls and kicks before surfacing. Mandy was usually the anchor or the last swimmer on the relay races, which meant you were the fastest. I don't think I ever beat her in any stroke. My favorite was breaststroke and then probably freestyle, but I had a stint where I was really good at butterfly too. I found backstroke difficult because of the flip turns at the wall. I was always afraid that I would count the strokes incorrectly after seeing the flags overhead and hit my head while trying to flip from my back at the concrete wall. Otherwise, there were just fun antics that went on during the swim team events, like the time that one of the guys in the swim team took someone's Cabbage Patch Kid doll and repeatedly flushed it in the toilet in the women's locker room over and over, although he was clearly supposed to be in the men's locker room. I'm still not sure how he managed to get his hands on the doll. All the girls, including me, just stood there and watched him in awe, flushing away. Mandy was also excellent at tennis. Not only did I swim in the summers with her, but I also played tennis with her, and even went to tennis camp during the summers. I remember having to play against her for ranking purposes, and thinking that I was doing really well, much better than I thought, even though I lost to her. Usually every year in high school, she would go to the Pennsylvania State playoffs for tennis. We both had birthdays in July, and I remember drinking strawberry milk in her kitchen with her dog. So when I needed a name for my character in my pink lemonade story, I decided on Mandy Dandie one day when I saw a display of pink lemonade in the Trader Joe's grocery store. I thought the series could be produced for TV or streaming like Peanuts, with sequels about her various adventures with the truth-telling pink liquid. And as a child, I liked to make a lemonade stand every time my mom had a garage sale, where I would sell lemonade and baked goods. I'm not sure that I ever made any money, but it was fun. I can only imagine what might have happened if every person who drank my lemonade would have been tricked into telling a secret truth like in this story. I imagine that if Mandy Kundrat was alive today, that I would still be trying to beat her in tennis to no avail. Now here is Mandy Dandie's Pink Lemonade, scored to Sugar Water by Eric Baines, full of vitamin C. Sherwood Neighborhood is coming apart at the seams, yelped 10-year-old Mandy Dandie as she passed her neighbors on the street. They did not even nod at her, much less say hello. As she rode her pink bike up her driveway, she rang her bell several times in disgust. Nobody talks to each other, she mumbled to herself. If anyone talks to me, all they want to do is pick a fight. Don't worry about the neighbors, Mandy, Mr. Dandie told her, coming out from the garage. A lot of them have lost their jobs and are having a hard time finding new ones. The economy has been really tough for a lot of people. We just all need to help each other right now. If you say so, Dad, Mandy agreed, hugging her widowed father. Mrs. Dandie passed away when Mandy was an infant, and she had no recollection of her mother. Why does everyone have to be so mean? I don't know, honey, Mr. Dandie replied, picking up the newspaper from the driveway and opening it. Ruben Gruff of Gruff Construction offers to buy the backyards of homeowners in Sherwood Neighborhood? He read aloud the front page headline. Oh no, the developers are going to try to build extra houses in the neighborhood. It will be like living in an ice cube tray of cookie-cutter homes. How can we stop it, Dad? Mandy asked. I'll have to think of something. Sherwood Neighborhood homeowners would earn an extra lump of much-needed cash. Mr. Dandie continued reading aloud. Everyone must realize that Ruben will destroy the charm of our lovely neighborhood, he stated, looking right at Mandy. Does this mean that he would tear down the trees? Mandy wondered. Oh, Ruben will tear down trees and flower gardens for his new homes, built so close together that no one will be able to enjoy a picnic or a pool party, her dad explained, scratching his head. I don't want to lose the old oak trees that I love to climb, Mandy cried. Maybe if I had a lemonade stand, then I could make money and give it to our neighbors. Then they might not take Ruben's money. That's a nice thought, Mandy, her dad admitted. Maybe the neighbors would rally round and help each other without resorting to Ruben's destructive building project. Mandy set to work at building and painting a lemonade stand and opened it within the week at the end of her father's driveway. Despite Mandy's secret recipe of more sugar than water and bits of lemon rind, her lemonade hardly sold, especially once the neighbors tasted it. This is awful, ugh, the neighbors complained. It tastes nothing like lemonade. At the end of the hard week, Mandy counted her coins and headed to the neighborhood grocery store on her bike. At least I'll get some candy, she decided. I deserve it after all this effort. As she passed a plant nursery, the owner rid himself of an odd pink lemon tree. When Mandy saw the lemon tree, it sparkled, and she knew there was something special about it. It looks magic, Mandy insisted. Please let me have it, she begged the owner, emptying her pockets of all her coins. It's a business investment. A business investment? He questioned. This ugly thing. I need your pink lemon tree for my lemonade stand, she told him. Business has been bad, but your tree will make it a lot better. Everyone drinks regular lemonade, but pink lemonade will be an original. The next day, Mandy set out her lemonade stand with her new pink beverage. She set the pink lemon tree on her stand for advertising. Her sign said, Pink lemonade, 50 cents a cup. I think my pink lemonade has magic in it, she told her dad. Who has ever heard of pink lemons? Uh-huh, Mr. Dandie agreed, shrugging his shoulders overseeing her morning business deals at the lemonade stand. Don't let the customers stiff you for your lemonade, honey. Wow, this is so tasty, one lady quipped, putting change into the cash jar. Can I have some more, please? Then Mandy's customers started singing and dancing in the streets. I hate my job, the lady serenaded. I think I'll quit in a few days. Maybe your pink lemonade is magic after all, her father considered. Everyone who drinks it starts singing their secrets. Business is booming. I told you there was something special about that pink lemon tree, she whispered. Surprised, Mandy listened to her singing customers without giving any advice, mostly because she was not sure what to say. What magic was in her pink lemonade that made the neighbors express their truths in song, feel better, and then forget they even said those things? I'm so glad that you like my pink lemonade, Mandy cheered, shocked at how much the neighborhood customers enjoyed her new beverage. This recipe is going over much, much better than that last one, her father pondered, humming. I even feel like singing a love song. Later that afternoon, Ruben Gruff strode down the street in a blue pinstripe suit with his clipboard. He saw Mandy stand, slung 2 quarters in her jar, and downed a cup of pink lemonade. My secret plan is to run a 4-lane highway through the neighborhood, he belted out in song as Mandy listened. As soon as I get the neighbors to sign their properties away, I'll take the contracts to a judge and argue that I own most of the neighborhood, so I should be able to build whatever I want on the land, including a highway. All the neighbors will lose their homes, and I will be a millionaire. Mandy sat in silence until every last word of Ruben's song had finished. His song would have been easier to enjoy if it had rhymed, she whispered to herself, rubbing her ears. She felt sick to her stomach, realizing Ruben's devious plot to destroy her home and community. Come back again soon, Mandy fibbed to Ruben as he left. She posted her be back in 10 minutes sign at her lemonade stand and ran to tell her dad the strange news. Dad, Ruben started singing his secret plan to take over the neighborhood, she explained to her father, weaving in all the details that no one ever wanted her to know. I have no idea what to say, Mr. Dandie sighed. Just don't tell anyone for now, until we see what happens, so we can figure out what to do. Later that week at the city council meeting, Ruben handed out contracts for those neighbors who wanted to sign away parts of their land. Mandy and her father sat at the meeting in trepidation that they might not be able to stop Ruben's horrid plan. Hi, Mandy. Ruben greeted her with a fake smile and handshake. So glad your pink lemonade business is booming. Because of your magic pink lemonade, Ruben doesn't remember telling you his plan, Mr. Dandie whispered to his daughter. Play dumb for now. Instead of playing dumb, Mandy decided to take the situation into her own hands. In an attempt to expose him, Mandy stood up on her front row chair and pulled a bullhorn from her backpack. Ruben is going to run a highway through our neighborhood and push all of us out after we sign over our backyards to him, Mandy exposed him. Don't fall for it. Don't give him your backyards for a little cash. She's not on the agenda, Ruben argued, looking irate. Sit down, little girl. Mandy, you are not allowed to speak, the city council leader insisted. This meeting is for adults only. Please keep her quiet, Mr. Dandie. I need order. Sorry, ma'am, Mr. Dandie mumbled. Mandy, we should go. As the meeting started, Mandy burst into tears. She watched the neighbors take Ruben's deceptive contracts with instructions to return the forms at next week's meeting. I'm coming back to next week's city council meeting, Mandy advised her father. I'm sitting at my pink lemonade stand, and I'm going to force everyone to tell the truth. I don't know if that's a good idea, her father admitted. We might not be able to do anything to stop Ruben. It's a bigger problem than I originally imagined. I have to try to do something, Mandy decided. I found the magic of the pink lemon tree at just the right time. Okay, but I don't think I'll be able to help you this time, Mr. Dandie explained. We might get in less trouble if I don't show up, but you could just sell your lemonade outside the meeting. Next week, Mandy set out on her bike with her pink lemonade tree in its front basket, trailing her lemonade stand on a skateboard. Several times she almost killed her pink lemon tree when it dumped out of her bike's basket. Come on, little pink lemon tree, Mandy spoke to it, dusting it off from the gravel in the street. You just took a couple falls. You can't die on me now. When Mandy reached the city council meeting, she set up shop, and people crowded around for the refreshing beverage. Mandy Dandie's pink lemonade for sale, she announced. Come and get it for 50 cents a cup. What an interesting tree, the neighbors admired, marveling at the odd pink lemon tree, dropping their change into the cash jar. After a couple of sips of Mandy's pink lemonade, everyone sang out the truth and neighbors all sympathized and encouraged each other. I don't want Ruben to sell my land, neighbors sang with different melodies. I need my backyard for my dog to run and play. Another neighbor pleaded in song. I'd rather be broke than have anything to do with Ruben. A group of people harmonized. Only a few minutes later, Ruben showed up, observing the strange communication through song. Ruben smirked, listening to all the secrets being revealed. Without knowing it, Ruben drank his own large cup of Mandy's pink lemonade, finally revealing his own devious secrets. I'm going to own Sherwood Neighborhood, Ruben sang so loud that he was almost shouting. These people are so stupid and I'm stealing everything from them. Did you hear him say that? Mandy pointed out, recording his admission of guilt on her handy battery-operated tape recorder. I can play it back for you. Mandy played Ruben singing on repeat for every single neighbor attending the city council meeting as they enjoyed her pink lemonade. The more she played the tape, the angrier Ruben became, burning with rage and trying to grab the recorder from Mandy. I didn't say those things, Ruben lied with his beet red face. She's a fraud. Ruben, if you go anywhere near my daughter, I will have you arrested for attempted assault. Mandy's father threatened, deciding to show up to the council meeting after all. This is enough. You're a rotten, horrible human being. Get out of our neighborhood once and for all. As the city council meeting took place, the neighbors banded together and rejected Gruff Construction's plan. Not one neighbor submitted a signed contract to Ruben. Pink lemonade saved Sherwood Neighborhood. Mandy called to all the neighbors as they left the meeting in triumph. I'm going to develop my lemonade into a franchise. Everyone needs a little pink lemonade now and then. Mr. Dandie kissed Mandy on the cheek, proud of his daughter who saw magic in everything, even a lonely pink lemon tree that most people would have overlooked. This has been Pen Gen's Inkwell Podcast. I wrote and performed all the original stories in the podcast. This podcast is produced by Eric Baines, who scored all the stories and poems in the series to original and public domain music. The podcast is associated with my blog of the same name, Pen Gen's Inkwell, which can be found on my website, jenwaters.com.